no. This is a proper mischief. Hello, snipers. Welcome to the podcast for Friday. This is not for radio. It will contain some swearing and some bloody good times. We've aimed to not try and outdo ourselves on yesterday's episode.
Zero chance, so we just didn't bother. Instead, I had a boozy lunch.
Just going for a different vibe today. Plenty on the potty. Dumb shit we did growing up a bit later on. Whether or not it would be awesome to win lotto, we're talking about that. Heaps of people that have been hit by cars.
Yeah.
Which is, we talked about on the radio show, and we just got so many texts.
Something to take into the weekend with you, wherever you are, from our guru, our spiritual guru, Self-Help Singh. Very important stuff. Take a mighty shit. If you have zero talent, you might be able to follow along this bloke, Korean beatboxer. What it's like to... how the fucking two words should never be put together. Degloved and penis. There you have it.
It really escalates. And then old Stalky sounds like one of the greatest humans that we would have loved to have a beer with, but is unfortunately no longer with us, is going to feature in the first war story. A reminder, you can subscribe for 2 extra episodes a week. You can do that by clicking on the show notes, the best way to support us. And then also as well, sunglasses still available. Click on the show notes and... get some sent out here. I think they've all been sent out, the first batch this week, which is nice. Big
old stack of them, I saw Trini loading up the courier bags and fucking peeling them out.
Yeah, sick. Righto, let's get into it.
Pull up your socks, grab your cocks. Time for Not For Radio, boy.
Not For Radio.
Have I got a story for you?
How do please tell?
War story from Logan Bro.
Bruh.
My old mate Stalky had 2 prosthetic legs and rode a Harley trike he had built. Yes.
Good shit, Stalky.
The super loud beast had short pipes with a flame kit.
Can we just stop for a second just to appreciate Stalky just running some big upper thighs and some fucking pins down below looking like a stork? Fuck, that's such a great nickname.
Where did that come from? And also still riding a Harley, I'm guessing, may have lost his legs on his 2-wheeled Harley.
Yeah.
This super loud beast had short pipes with a flame kit.
Wicked.
Sick. Attached to a 1.8 litre Screaming Eagle crate motor with 2 nitrous oxide bottles poised on a set of actual Mickey Thompsons at the rear.
Sick.
A rocket triangle of doom on which this generous and hilarious misfortunate man did eventually crash and lose his life.
Fuck.
In Napier. Wow. I say hilariously misfortunate as he has been through some wars. He lost his first leg before I met him. Lost his second leg as a result of drinking and being stubborn and not using his crutches or leg when he would get drunk, and injured it too many times, amongst other things. Wow. But one night, after too many tins he had finally reached his bladder, he hopped over to the usual relief spot outside the man cave, where he had put a wee cactus in a small ashtray-sized pot. Losing his balance while trying to ignite a dart, while doing the balancing decanter, he lost his chi center and grabbed a handful of cactus on his way down. This is where I found out that cactus spikes are like super dried paper rolled up, and if you pull the corner out to make a spike much tighter. Huh? If you pulled the corner out to make a spike much tighter.
So I guess when you try and pull it out, it just fucking doubles down.
Yeah, okay. Apparently, once they stab in and reach wet blood, it doesn't take long for the wet end to start unraveling, thus drilling said spike into your bloodstream.
Fuck, that's what it is.
Okay. The doc said hopefully they will find their way out before they track around to your heart, which is a really scary thought. The scary part was guessing where the next one would poke out and do the same drilling action on the way out. The majority were along the same arm, however the rest were along his thigh and good leg, followed by the inner thigh and groin, even as far as his stump on his lost leg.
Jesus.
This went on for months. Jeez, cactuses are terrible things. Furthermore, old mate's skin was pussy and weeping in massive amounts. As it turns out, he also got some effed up incurable skin disease from cats pissing on his cactus.
I knew a guy who also was a motorcycle racer, and he used to pick the weeds out of his garden when he'd sit there punching a dart. And it was like a garden bed that he would sit on, and cat pissed on the garden bed. Basically, he got this thing which ate the fucking vision out of his eyes.
What?
Yeah. So he must have rubbed his eye and just got some weird-ass fucking cat piss-driven disease. Obviously pro-cat podcast.
This is tough information to hear, being a pro-cat podcast.
But yeah, it was fucking horrendous. Basically just ate across his eye.
As a local crane driver, his coffin was paraded around Hawke's Bay on a gigantic mobile crane for his funeral procession. What?
Edge.
He was truly one in a million and went out doing what he loved most, but I know you get a kick out of you sharing his story. What an absolute weapon.
There are some incredible humans in the Harley-Davidson community in Hawke's Bay.
Yeah, there's that person that runs the coffin carrier Harley, eh? Have you seen that? There was a sale not long ago.
Yeah. Yeah, fuck. We went down there. I went down there to pick a bike up. I bought a Springer Softail down there one time. Went down with Coro Kev.
Yeah.
And we stayed at Knacker's place. Knacker's got a mad setup. Cool guy. Once again, another awesome bikey, hot rod builder, just all round legend.
Just back to the crane situation. Do you think he was like they were hanging off the end of the crane, driving along? Fuck, that'd be pretty cool.
Like a fucking big wheeled scorpion with him as the drop of poison hanging off the front of it.
Yeah.
I think it was more like they put him on underneath the boom or something.
Yeah, okay.
Either way,
I would have pushed
pretty
for that.
fucking...
I would have pushed for that.
Just
high risk, high reward.
Swinging around.
Yeah.
I've got a little war story for Friday.
Well, I'm in the mood for one. This works out quite good.
Warning. This podcast may cause unintentional projectile shitting. Not for radio, with Jay and Dunc.
This one here all the way from Buffalo, New York.
Yeah.
We were looking at this once again. Fuck, I rabbit on about it, but it was in yesterday's podcast. But the Dirt series, I watched more episodes again last night. It's just fucking awesome. So well done. And anyway, this guy that was
on YouTube, by the way.
Yeah. It's in the podcast notes from yesterday, I think. Possibly we might even chuck it in today if we get around to it. I've had a couple of beers, so that'll fucking be fun. And so he goes to New York. And a lot of people think of New York as the tiny little place that we visited. But
Manhattan.
New York is a fucking state, which is massive. And so he was traveling through all the different parts of New York State, grabbing all these ingredients for this massive final feed that he has. But there's a guy that was an apiarist in New York City, and he in New York, and had honey from the 5 boroughs. So he would put these hives on the different roofs of all these different buildings in the different boroughs, and then you'd buy them, and they'd have the fucking borough, like on the top of the honey.
That's cool.
Which is cool, because they're foraging, obviously, in weird-ass, wonderful places.
Yeah, it's got tough work being a worker bee in New York City trying to find the flowers.
Yeah, they've got, I think, fucking 6 square miles of Central Park.
Well, yeah,
it's massive. We won't but anyway, so Buffalo, New York, under the category of injury, and this is anonymous. My day started earlier than usual when I woke around 7 a.m. with terrible stomach pains. I got out of bed and I sat on the toilet. The pain soon gave way to a full-body cold sweat.
Ooh.
I could literally feel the colour draining from my face. The next thing I knew, my wife was slightly slapping my cheek as I found myself face down on the bathroom floor in front of the toilet. I'd fainted, fallen off the can, ripped the toilet seat off and smacked my head on the tile floor. Fuck. I've fainted in the shower, or like hopping out of the shower when I was sick once. Fuck, it wasn't pretty. I was like about 14, I reckon. Came out and I was like, oh, I don't feel so good. Everything went black and white, and I was like, fuck. And then that's what basically alerted my mum, and she came in and I was just full starfish on the ground, just out cold.
Oh.
And the nud.
Big sack of meat hitting the ground.
Now, between fainting, smacking my head on the ground, and shitting blood, I decided to get myself back to bed. Have some water, hopefully feel better. One problem at a time, I said. My wife felt that she had done all that she could and left the house with the kids to go catch frogs at a friend's house.
Very important work from Mumsy.
Very weirdly specific, but appreciated. As I lay there, I started to feel better. But I started to notice this awful razor burn sensation in my crotch, which is odd considering I hadn't done any shaving in that region as of late. Then a thought gave me pause. Hang on, I've fucking never shaved that region. Then why do I have razor burn? I got up, pulled down my shorts to inspect. That's when I realised I hadn't pooped that blood into the toilet. Rather, it had gotten in there as a result of an extremely deep and hideous cut on the base of my shaft.
Oh, bro. I've never heard of that. What is going on here then?
Fuck. It seems that when I passed out and fell forward, the poor little guy was down in the bowl and my weight pushed him against the edge of the toilet seat where the momentum skinned my penis like a carrot. Holy fuck.
Oh, no. This is a proper mischief.
I called my wife and gave her a rundown on the situation. She was busy chasing frogs with the kids and instead referred me to her girlfriend who works in a local hospital. A friend who I would consider my relationship with as tenuous at best.
Oh, life has a funny old way of working, doesn't it?
After getting to know my penis's situation, she sends me to the hospital as if I didn't already think that was the fucking move to make. Driving myself to the emergency room, I walk in and luckily it's empty. They take me back right away and put me in a room. They do a full battery of tests and ultimately can't figure out why I fainted. Their best guess was I pinched a nerve called the vagus nerve, which causes you to pass out. With that, they started to shuffle me out the door when I stopped and said, "That's good to know, but what about the fucking other thing?" "What other thing?" said the uncomfortably attractive nurse. My penis, I managed to whimper. With a curious look, she spat back, "What about it?" Apparently, she didn't read the whole report, so I dropped my pants to show her. Seeing a medical professional recoil at the sight of something isn't exactly a confidence booster. Bro. She ran to find a urologist who seemed rather put out by having to come back to take a look at what he assumed was just some routine stitches, until he saw what I had going on, and his fucking eyes popped like a cartoon character.
How bad is it? It must be real bad.
I just fucking saw a word you don't want to see in relation to your dick. This is when I learned about the medical term degloved.
No.
And why you fucking definitely don't want it to describe your penis.
Ooh.
Remember in Terminator 2 when Terminator needs to prove to Miles Dyson that he is a robot? So he cuts the skin on his forearm, then pulls it off to expose his metal form? Yeah, that's degloving. The doctors took me into a room, stitched the little fella back together, but left me with some distressing care instructions. You cannot get aroused for 10 days. Now, I'm a married man, so I can do fucking 10 days standing on my head. But this was sort of like someone saying, whatever you do, don't think of a polar bear. Obviously, the first fucking thing you think of is a polar bear. So for 10 days, I did my level best to stay flaccid. On the 10th day, I walked into the doctor's office to get the stitches removed. I ruined a nice older female nurse's day by letting her know what her job was going to be for the next few minutes, and the first few came out just fine. But then she said, "Uh-oh," which once again isn't something you need to hear from a nurse with a pair of scissors in one hand and your cock in the other. Seems there was a bit of a botch job and the wound was fully healed. So I had to spend, the wound wasn't fully healed. So I had to spend yet another week in the softened state. Ultimately, I got the stitches out, my wiener still works, and it now has a large scar which I think gives it character. Kind of like Harrison Ford. Love your work, up the waz, go well, go long.
That is now something I'll think about when I'm on the toilet. That is fucking a real danger.
Yeah, because you just fucking jam it against the... Because I'm not saying that they're sharp, but if I push...
If it pinched and you went...
Mate, if I'm pushing 105 kilos over the top of that, it'll fucking smudge it like a caterpillar.
Well, thank you. These are your 2 war stories for today.
FYI, this is the mother hecking greatest.
Look, I'm going to play you a clip, Jay. And all I'm going to say here is I think beatboxing is getting out of hand. Ever listen to this Korean bloke go?
Dopamine. Dopamine.
awesome, eh?
noise, eh?
Go
That's
give me your best beatbox. Showbiz Teagues is going to do it. Showbiz Teagues, you do hip-hop dancing?
You do the honk.
Yeah. I don't reckon we go that well.
Oh, we're so shit. We've only practiced once, though.
Yeah.
He's practiced lots.
Admittedly. See, this is what happens when you don't get your kids a PlayStation or any form of fucking digital device.
Might be on the north side of Korea. He's amazing. I think it was on some sort of like Got Talent show. Definitely got it. So we chatted a couple of days ago on the radio show about getting hit by a car. Silly idea, but you know what? An abnormal amount of people have been hit by cars. Again, real threat.
Heaps of people have been hit by cars. Like, I don't know personally. I'm trying to think of. Oh, no, actually, I know someone that fucking threaded themselves between a car and a trailer, which is still one of my favourite stories of all time.
Yeah, we told that early on in the podcast. It's an unreal one. Look twice.
Don't ever run out behind a car when you're trying to get away from being too drunk and being told to go home at a stag do.
May as well start by having someone that's been hit by a car twice.
Sure.
Got cleaned up by a speeding driver through a fence when I was 4 years old. Also didn't help that I ran out in front of them.
Yeah.
And also got run down in 2017. Woke up in Dunedin Hospital, busted knees, fractured skull. That would be hard to take when you just wake up in hospital and you're like,
yeah,
why am I here? What's happened? And you got no recollection.
I watched on more than one occasion now both of my kids run out in front of cars like fucktards, and the worst part is that there was a stream of traffic coming through. Oh, not on the main road, but on a side road. And Oski went first, and I was like, fuck, I'm going to watch him get hit by a car. Like, it was that sort of level of, you're fucked. And I was like, fucking yelled. And then the car stopped and skated through. And then I was like, oh, thank fuck for that. And then fucking lemming idiot brother Hunter just goes fucking whistling through in front of the next car. The exact same setup. Like, if the drivers weren't paying attention, they were fucked. Another time, because they race each other to the car in the morning so they can both sit in the fucking back seat. And
so they can both sit in their own seats.
So there is competition in between. There is sibling rivalry, sibling competition, but it's just so fucking on steroids with identical twins. Like, Oscar's claiming that he's older. Like, he's like, I'm an older brother, so it's my role to look after my younger brother. Like, shit like that. He's like, it fucking didn't matter. It was, you both came out the sunroof. It was whoever the OB got the fucking leg of first. Like, your fucking body was there, so he pulled you out first. It's literally, they went bang, bang, straight out the top. Like, it was no real time difference.
Do you have to tag them?
Yeah,
you need to tell cows apart, but if you've got identical twins, you'd need to like, put some sort of wristband on them, wouldn't you?
I've still got a picture. I think I might be able to show you of how they fucking name them, because we didn't have names to them obviously when they fucking popped out.
Just a vivid on the middle of the forehead, B1 and B2.
Well, I still think that there is a high possibility that there's been a little bit of shifting and shaking around. There was on the. I wonder if maybe it's not here.
What are you saying? They shook your babies.
No, there might have been there may have been a time, because they basically have them as, it says twin 1 and twin 2. That's all it is. And so then you come up with a name for it, and then they put the names.
That's close. So it's T1 and T2 with a vivid.
Yeah, they print out these little clip art pieces, and because they were so little, like, the boys were born 34 weeks 6 days, which is not super early for identical twins, but
when they put on, like, what is it, like 100 grams a week at that age or something like that, eh? So that's and like towards the end of the pregnancy, so that's like 400 grams lighter than what they should have been. Yeah,
so they're like, I think maybe Hunter was like 3 pound 8, Oski was 4'1" or something, and they're like the size of my forearm, like they're fucking tiny. They look like skinned rabbits. Literally look like skinned rabbits. It was pretty funny. Well, not funny, fucking pretty amazing, but you know.
Yeah.
And so from that point on, there's been like this competition in between them. And then when they're racing out to sit in the fucking back seat, they ran out, and they didn't, like, we've got, where we live, there's heaps of fucking people in electric cars, so you can't hear them. And so they whistled out, and if it wasn't for the Tesla braking system and an emergency braking system, like, this fucking poor bitch. It must have just, we live near a school, so everyone drives around our house pretty fucking chill anyway. But this chick must have been just running a real soft setup. On her steering wheel, and it fucking hit the picks without her putting her foot on it, and so she fucking folded her face to her steering wheel. I was more fucking concerned about her. Like, it was like a full forehead fucking chin protruded. Her almost hit the dash thing. I was like, holy fuck, and she lost it.
When you're not expecting it, eh? That'd be like going on the Gold Rush, but it's stopping mid-ride at Rainbow's End. Just like, yeah, we'll cruise around, bang, stop.
Well, like somebody having a fucking long rope on your belt that you don't know of, and you're just running along and just getting shit whipped to like just fucking get
By
back
the
here.
way, those videos of people putting a rope to a bike in a park going down a hill, and then they try and steal it, and then the rope catches up with them, are the best.
Yeah. Yeah, well worth a watch. So yeah, there's nothing worse than watching your kids almost get hit by a car. I couldn't imagine what it's like to watch a kid get hit by a car.
Well, there's plenty more, mate. Fiona got hit by a car. I was maybe 13 on my way from school to netball training, crossed the road at an intersection, and then the car came out of nowhere. I rolled onto the bonnet, then rolled off, got up, and then continued on to netball training. Had some nice bruises, but I did do training.
That was, I kind of semi-told the story about the kid who was racing their sibling with the bus. So obviously all bus rules, when you hop off the school bus, walk around the back of the bus, look both ways, fucking cross the road. To get around the back of the bus, obviously a lot further than walking around the front of the bus. So this kid fucking scuttled down. His sister got off the bus first and ran to the back of the bus, and they lived on the opposite side of the road, and he ran around the front of the bus and was just purely in that mindset of, I need to get home first, and ran out and just got fucking clipped basically, or like at whatever would have been 30, 40 Ks. And just fucking cartwheeled like a full garage sale through the air, and then landed in like a crumpled heap. You know when you have those, you used to have those wooden puppets that stand on top of a box, and you squeeze the bottom of the box and they kind of collapse.
Yeah,
that's what he fucking hit the ground, like full collapse, and then got up loaded with adrenaline to run off the road, and his legs were fucking broken in about 30 different places, full sausages, like just crumpled noodles, and just ran, and they just buckle, and he fell into the curb and then dragged himself off the side of the road.
That is one
full
of the
Squidward.
hardest things to hear.
Fucking disgusting.
Just adrenaline, like, I've got to get off the road.
Yeah.
What happened? Danny, I was on the back of a motorbike and a car hit my right knee. A week later, the nurse said, we should take those stitches out of that hole in your leg. When she pulled it, a piece of trim from the side of the car, about 30 mil, came out of the hole. Okay, I think I've had enough of those today.
One more. Hey, fellas. I got hit by a car when I was about 13. Flew about 5 metres into the air, fell flat on the ground. Rushed into hospital. My parents were told I wasn't supposed to survive the night, let alone the coming weeks. Couple of weeks had passed, and here I was still lying in the bed out of ICU. 2 months later, finally woke up.
2 months, your poor parents.
From an induced coma to find myself sitting up in the North Shore, Auckland, for the rehab journey to begin. Injuries consisted of A, traumatic brain injury, B, broken shoulder, C, broken collarbone, D, lacerated liver, E, lost a kidney, F, broken ribs, fucking, and it goes on. Fractured spine. Hey, but I'm here today to tell the story. Lance.
Oh-wee. Unreal.
Not for radio with Jay and Dunc. May contain traces of nuts.
Would you like some self-help in the form of self-help Singh today?
I could lean into that.
Self-help here.
I really could. It's I kind of feel like a maniac's gotten in behind the wheel today of Jay, and I'm not entirely sure if I'm comfortable with how he's going to drive.
I don't even know what your plans are for the weekend. We're going to the Wars tonight.
Yeah, Wars tonight. Mum and Dad are up, so they'll probably stick around, and then I'm helping out at a school fundraiser on the weekend, Sunday.
Well, that won't be all Jay gets up to. We know what Jay's like.
Yeah,
That's not enough for
the meso's away, you know. She was fucking, how's this? So my wife's currently doing some work with tourism, Gold Coast. Been there, haven't done that is their slogan.
Great.
Which is quite a fucking great, good slogan. Anyway, she's staying in the most fucking insane setup. I think it's a Langham. I don't know, 48 floors up. Ooh, ginormous setup.
Good view of all the erosion from there.
Yeah, she's showing me pictures the other day. It actually looks not that bad.
Okay.
They fucking turn around pretty quick. Obviously, heaps of trucks, diggers, bulldozers kind of pushing the sand back out, taking it from places where it's built up and pushing it back out. But she was out on this sunset cruise on a catamaran watching it. And this is meant for both of us, but obviously I want to spend my time off going surfing as opposed to like travelling around. And so she's taken one of her best friends. So they had this romantic cruise. And then they were at a distillery yesterday, like a gin distillery or a distillery in general. And she called me last night, fucking wankered, absolutely wankered. She's like, I feel a bit, what did she say? I feel a bit vapory.
Vapory? What does that mean?
Like she could fucking light on fire if someone walked past her with a ciggy because she was that cooked. And she bought some shit thing. Oh, have a look at this. I'll show you just because.
I feel a bit vapory.
Teagues will know what this is. I have no idea what it is, other than a massive fucking waste of money. So she rinsed the gift shop. She's got 4 bags of piss. She's drinking in the distillery with sunnies on.
Inside?
Yeah, and then got these things. What, Labubu?
Labubu's. I saw that she got one.
What the fuck, eh?
So there's a store called Pop Mart, which is a global store, and they mainly sell sort of collectible things. So you buy like a blind box for something from a TV show or movie. Labubu is a very famous, I want to say...
they look like from
Asian cartoon, and
okay.
Labubu's a character, and it's this cute. It looks like a fluffy rabbit, but it's got like a funny face, like an angry face.
So where the wild things are. That's what they look like.
Yeah, it's like that. And so people have been buying Labubus because now it's become mainstream to own Labubus, and you have them as what they call a purse pal, which is just some fluffy thing on your fucking handbag. Yeah. I saw her Labubu.
Fucking weird one.
And they're fucking matching goyards as well. Fucking hell.
What are you doing buying soft toys if you're an adult?
Fuck knows.
And then people get these outfits, so like now all these designer brands are getting on it, so you can go into like Louis Vuitton, well maybe they're not ones, and buy them like a designer outfit for your Labubu. Just saying.
What?
That could be.
What the hell is going on? Man,
the beginning of a separation, that would be, I'd say.
We just always need to find new things
Dumb
to waste our money on, don't we? Back to self-help Singh.
Sorry.
Here he is.
Take a shit every day. At least once a day. Take a mighty shit, preferably in the morning. Taking a shit is good for your mind, body, and soul. When you don't take a shit, you carry with you all of the bad energy. Too many people walk around every day with a shitty attitude because they don't take a mighty shit. Don't take any important decision in your life without first taking a shit. If you want to break up with your partner or buy a house, first take a shit and then decide after if it is still the right thing to do. Drink the water, eat the fiber, and take a mighty shit. And don't forget to wash your ass after. That is all.
That is all. There's something to be said about the ability to evacuate the bowel successfully. And we've talked about it before.
Shit.
Taking a mighty shit. That's why this colonic irrigation, we should do them and just record the chat while, like...
I only want to do them if they can measure how much comes out of you.
Well, they can.
And have a competition.
It all goes past in a pipe.
Yeah, can we weigh it?
I don't know. You want to catch your own shit? That's a bit
No,
fucking
I don't
weird.
want to do it. I'm going to make them do it.
Well, you can put a sieve there and then we'll just run through the... I think it'll just... I don't know.
Well, what about if they use...
No. What you can do...
You can use the same amount of water.
Why don't you weigh yourself in the beginning and weigh yourself afterwards?
That's a cleaner way of doing it.
That way you don't have to fucking gather up your own shit like a weird beaver.
Would there be people that just go and get colonics just because they like them?
Mate, there is no greater feeling. So, you know when you have like a real good shit and you're like, fuck, that's so relaxing and I just feel so good.
And you're like, I got nothing left.
Yeah. This is 45 minutes of sitting on like a chaise lounge while you just get fucking flushed out. It goes warm water, cold water, and you're just shitting the whole time. Fucking sitting there reading magazines, just fucking chilling. You know, fucking watch a couple of TV shows if you want. 45 minutes. It's amazing. I haven't had one in ages.
How many manufacturers you reckon have sewn up the colonic chaise lounge market?
I don't know. They kind of look like those ones that you semi-submerge into a pool. You know, the kind of fiberglass ones like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you just park up and there's basically just a fucking toilet bowl-y sort of thing underneath you. And they just tell you to take your kit off and then they put a little bit of beeswax balm on the end of the old colonic fucking pipe. I was like, that's
Should they change out the tips or they just put a bit of dishwasher?
Totally. Yeah, they bin them. No, bin them. So they look like kind of like a weird garden hose in, you know, one of those sprinklery ones, but like they've got a pipe that runs through. It's fucking tiny. It's literally like a ballpoint pen.
Oh, yeah.
And somehow your knuck just fucking grabs hold of it and just doesn't drag it all the way in.
Once a year, I reckon.
Totally.
Yeah.
Mate, I've never...
All of our shit comes out of our mouth, so ours might not be too bad.
Yeah, but I wouldn't mind getting the old... it's like fucking throwing bricks into the old fucking concrete mixer, like you said, Yeah.
That's how you get it real clean. We've got two things to do before we go. Haven't got this mad dog who won lotto and what he did after winning.
After being told that he won the lottery jackpot, a Western Cape man peed all over the office floor of his boss of over 23 years and proceeded to take a dump on his boss's office desk before quitting his job on Friday morning. Now, when he went to go claim his winnings this morning, he found that he had never won anything. My apologies. The 42-year-old man who is now unemployed now faces charges of vandalism and other related criminal charges. Well, they say what goes around. Exactly.
Yeah. I only got one side of the conversation. Must be talking to the people back in the studio.
Goes around, comes around.
We still would have got done for vandalism if you'd won. Would have been admin. You probably want to be out spending your money, but you're bloody dealing with the vandalism charge.
We've talked about this before. Like,
Send it in a box.
If you are, if you're that fucking unhappy in your job and that you want to shit on your boss's desk, just fucking quit.
Yeah, get another
Don't
one.
wait for lotto. Like, if you won lotto, are you turning up to work? Are you going to keep doing this if you won lotto? I'm winning $15 million. And the question I'm asking myself is, am I going to continue doing this? The answer is yes, because I fucking enjoy it.
Yeah, I might reduce the days slightly of the radio show, maybe.
Oh, the fucking radio show's gone. Fucking later, bowl.
I still like it.
As do I.
Jay's true feelings.
As do I, but that's getting a touch finder early doors. What are you going to fucking, like it's the greatest job in the world. So then I would justify it in my mind by saying I'm giving somebody else that hasn't just won fucking lotto the opportunity to do the greatest job in the world, which would be them winning lotto. So effectively, it's a double winning. Not only have I won lotto, they've won career lotto.
I wouldn't like being the guy that has won lotto. That'd change how people look at you. Like, that'd be the first thing they say about you. It wouldn't be like, oh, there's Dunc. It'd be like, there's Dunc, the guy that won lotto. And then you, like, every time you go out for dinner, people will be like looking to you to pay. Like, all those scenarios would suck. People would treat you differently.
Well, then they're not your mates, so you fuck them off.
Yeah, but you're going to bump into people that aren't your mates.
So give a fuck. Just fucking eat a bag of dicks.
Yeah,
Are you gonna pay for my thing? I wouldn't fucking piss on you if you're on fire, mate. I don't even know you.
We do a podcast together. You do.
No, that's I'm going through them. That's what I'd say as they ask me to pay.
Why won't you piss on me?
See, we can set up an OnlyFans and piss on each other. It's fucking. There's options here.
No, that's what we're doing with Jay wins lotto.
Yeah, just full getting a massive urinal in the shape of my body and lying in it. A complete random aside to that. There was a great thing that I was reading last night about.
You get it 3D printed with your face, like an inverted version of your body, so you like pee in your mouth or whatever.
I know if we'll stick with the pissing thing for a moment.
Squat on his head.
I would.
Shake the lettuce away.
The lettuce. What the fuck?
Oh my god! Don't turn this into yesterday's podcast. I'm still recovering.
This is a mate of mine and a very good friend of mine. He's fucking crook and he has the best stories. And so he would often go and see these amazing sex workers. And one of his favorite things to do was basically just fucking charge them like 2 bottles of champagne each. Rightio, ladies, you get 3 of them, load them up in champagne, and then just get them steamed.
I think we know where it's going.
Yeah, and he would just basically just fucking lie down in the bath and just get them to all take a piss on him. I was like, each one of those bottles is costing like maybe $200-300 minimum. So then you're running 6, and then you're probably running 200 plus for the.
He's going to have to make sure they've got a predetermine whether or not they've got a shower too, because you don't want to be driving home covered in other people's urine, do you?
Jesus Christ.
Unless you've got like plastic seat covers.
Yeah. yeah, fucking hell. Imagine being the cabbie that took him home after that without knowing.
Do you
Obviously,
reckon that would have started with him weeing on himself? Like, how do you get there? Do you reckon he was like, oh, wonder what that's like, and just weed on himself?
We should get him on the podcast. He's fucking hilarious. He's a great chap.
I don't think he'd want to after you talked about him doing that.
He keep anonymous. Very distinctive voice.
Are you Jay's urine mate?
Yeah. He kind of sounds like this, you know. Played a bit of rugby league. No, that's casting aspersions. It's definitely not. I was going to say, there was a guy, the question that was posed is when you go, if you were to ask a 20-year-old, what do you want to be? I want to be a billionaire. Okay, cool. You already are a billionaire. So you have at 20 years old, give or take a bit, if you live to 80, you've got 2 billion seconds. So that is the currency in which you're trading in. Warren Buffett is worth $130 billion. And he's 96. So you go, who's worth more? Warren Buffett at 96 years old with $130 billion valuation on him. And if you said to him, would you trade all of your money for another 2 billion seconds? Chances are, like in terms of switching places, he would go, I would love to switch places because you can see the end of your life coming up.
Can't buy time, can't buy energy.
No money's going to change the way that he operates. And if you said to a 20-year-old, do you want to switch your life out, be 96 and have $130 billion? Chances are Warren Buffett wants what you've got. You don't want what he's got.
No
in terms
way.
Of that.
You don't want that much runway at the end of the bloody airport, do you? You want a bit more than that.
But a great way of looking at things. So you are a billionaire at 20 already. You're just not using your fucking shit properly. So when you're sleeping in and you're fucking going on endless benders, you are burning that time that you have that other people at the other end of their life don't have. And I'm not saying not to do it because I fucking love it. But at the same time, don't aim for, when you focus purely financially, I think you just fucking miss it.
Oh, yeah, but I don't think you can. Yeah, I don't think anybody's grown enough as a person to even grasp that concept until you're a little bit older. I reckon I was borderline a retard till like 27.
Well, you kind of are because your fucking brain hasn't developed to that level in which it is. Fuck me.
I just don't care about the same things. I used to be far more selfish too. I used to be out for me, having a good time, basically.
We were talking about this the other day, how concerning it is to have kids and growing up and just hoping that they don't do the dumb shit. You go, what do you reckon is the most fucking reckless use of your life? Like the time that you've just gone, holy fuck, I barely got away with that. Or I did something, it might have been driving, it might have been drinking, it might have been jumping off something, it might have been fucking just being out of your depth. And I was thinking about it and I was like, fuck, I've done a truckload of dumb shit. But the one thing that really sticks out for me, and what was worse, is that I dragged somebody through it with me, was when I was younger, I bought a scooter and it was unwarranted, unregistered. I used to ride around with a fucking Captain America push bike helmet on. Full fucking battler. And we had these crossroads. So there's a road in Mount Maunganui, if you've ever managed to get to it, it's fucking heaven on earth. Valley Road it runs through and goes across every major crossroad. So it goes, all the major traffic runs down this kind of onto eventually like Gold Road and the rest of them. And so I would just fucking pin it. I had my mate on the back, Heath. Fucking hell, how he's still alive, I don't even know, without me. He was fucking a handful as well. But we would just fucking pin it. So there were stop signs we were at the stop on every single one. And we would just go, and just run straight through it without fucking slowing down.
That is so idiotic.
Fucking wild. At like 18, 19.
Old enough to know better.
Fucking way old enough to know better. On the way home from the pub after drinking buckets of piss. I just go, holy fuck. Like if my kids do that, I hope they survive so I can fucking kill them.
Remember the driving in the country and you'd be going across intersections because no street lights out there and you switch your headlights off to see if there's any cars coming? So we'd do that. We'd switch our headlights off and then see if there's any headlights going on the crossroads. So we'd do the same thing. And then you'd turn them back on. You'd be like, yeah, sweet, no one's coming. And then if you could see lights, then you'd slow down and wait for them to go past.
If that was the thing that everybody did, what if they'd switch their lights off as well?
Which is why I brought it up. That's what I was just thinking. So that's probably the most reckless thing I've done. But that was normal. People probably still do that all across the country. Because you can see headlights from ages away, but it's an issue if you don't know where the fucking hedges and stuff are.
Exactly. There could literally be a Barbary hedge which blocks all the fucking
Heath coming on the scooter.
Me and Heath just with that fucking me with a push bike helmet on.
Dumb and Dumber.
Him not with a push bike helmet on. Yeah, fucking wild.
Rightio, that'll do for the weekend. We mentioned it briefly. Off to the Warriors tonight. You beauty. And the Jack Daniels box, which will be nice. 8 o'clock game. And then I've got a stag do tomorrow.
Big old weekend on the steam for Dunky Hyde.
Hopefully I'll come back with some stories on Monday.
No doubt.
Yeah, I think it'll be quite good.
Have you
It's
got
a long day.
Yeah, have you got, because there's quite a few people from work going.
No, Bryce pulled out, who is this?
Roger saw the bill of $120 and decided to fucking...
It was $350, but
Talking to him today, he said there was 20, now there's 12. 8 drop-offs.
Do you know what happens? They would have booked stuff. Now
you need to carry.
Well, now there's lots of costs, but not as many people paying for it. So one of the ways they'll cut money is by getting a cheaper dancer. That'll be funny.
Yesterday, Dunk was saying, do you reckon I can say that I don't want to do paintball? But if there's only 12 going, you're going to have to go. The teams are uneven.
Why do you not want to play paintball?
Fucking stupid bloody sport that is.
It's fucking awesome.
I can tell you really quickly. It's got paintballs, and they fucking suck when they hit you.
It's sick. So you're going out to Spookers?
Yeah, somewhere out south.
Yeah, mate. We took the kids there for their birthday. They played kid paintball. It's fucking
How
awesome.
do you get it over with faster? Do I just run, go Rambo with my gun, fucking unload on everyone and grab the flag and fuck off back to the bar?
No, you hide. You hide and you just fucking annihilate everyone until they all limp back to go refuel and you're like, I'm fucking on, see ya.
So, and this happens because...
dig up the pine needles and cover myself in pine needles?
Yeah. Mate, you can climb up trees and shit out there. It's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
If you're on the same field as what the kids were playing, so they played a kids kind of an indoor field or semi-contained field, and then they played a bigger outdoor field. And I said to the guys that run it, these young bucks that were running it, they were really into it. I was like, what's the OG plan? And he goes, when you're walking through a new field, find out where your lines of sight are that you can basically put all these obstacles together and block it, and then line up on that and then fucking run in the lee of it. Like off the bat, sprint as fucking fast as you can, sit down, don't put a shot out, and just wait until they basically just come fucking straight past the fucking end of your thing, and then you get your 3 fingers and you just go, brrr, and they fucking
play it like a piano.
Yeah, and it fucking peppers them. And because you shoot someone once and they're like, go up and hit. You give it this one, brrr, you put 10 rounds on the motherfucker before they can get their arm up.
You want to get it on the goggles too, because it's greasy shit, eh?
You want to get it right underneath the armpit to the hip. That's the fucking spot.
I'm so glad you're not coming.
Or on the inner thigh, just right up by the fucking dick and balls.
On the ends of dick.
This is from... Or on the kneecaps, another fucking good one, he said.
The inside of the elbow fucking hurts.
Yeah.
They all hurt. This is why I'm not into it.
Yeah.
Wear a long sleeve t-shirt.
You know,
just wear a massive
you're gonna smell anyway.
Wear a pair of overalls that says, I'm a little fucking bitch.
It wouldn't worry me. I'm an adult, guys, and I don't have to do shit to please other people. I make my own decisions.
You're stag do. You need to fucking... He'll end up having to do it nude anyway and run past all of you full chicken shooting.
Oh, my gosh.
Good stuff.
Imagine that.
Anyway, imagine it. You're going to see it fucking Saturday, tomorrow.
No, just imagine being him.
Oh, yeah.
Gross.
I ran, I don't fucking know why we did it. I was on the Corolla coaster. I had to run back and forward 2 times past like the whole Southland Stags rugby team while they fucking peppered me. And there's some fucking crook units that were in there. Like, this is fucking Whopper and Jimmy Cowan's era. Mm-hmm. And so they were meant to stand behind a certain bark and shoot from there. And he goes, rightio, 3, 2, 1, run. And they just all fucking swarmed me like bees and just went the fucking whole way there and back. And the only thing that was better than that was the bloke that was fuck, I think his name was Gordy as a ledge. He goes, mate, you dive into the fucking shower at my place, mate. Fucking give yourself a bit of a tidy up, because I literally looked like I had smallpox. And I climbed into a shower and it was like fucking calf deep in empty piss bottles. He would just sit in the shower, fucking knock over a box of piss. I kid you not, I've never seen more fucking empty piss bottles in a shower. Because he goes, take this in with you. Gave me a Spates here in Chicago. I was like, fuck, it's good. I'm shower beers. How good? Fucking shower beers, all right. It literally looked like a recycling bin with a fucking hose on top of it.
What a legend. Oh, man. Hey, you're your own boss. That could be you this weekend. Don't forget to share an episode with a mate. You can subscribe to a couple of extra episodes a week by supporting us. You can click on the show notes and find the link for that. Same for the sunglasses, which are still a few pairs left, I believe.
Yeah, la-di-da-di-da.
And if they're not, apologies, but I think there is some pairs left. Click on the show notes. There'll be a link there. You can buy those. $199. Have a fantastic weekend, and we'll catch you on Monday if you are Sniper Elite for another Not For Radio podcast.